Out your hand and asked who I wanna dance. The level of his romance, I swear I was in a trance. I didn't have plans to recruit this type of man. I know I'm his biggest fan, rooting for him till the end. Come with me, there's something you gotta see. I said nah, but he said please, so I followed him with ease. He turned to me, gave my hand a little squeeze, promised I'm all that he needs from now to eternity. I don't know what I've been told, but treating me like gold. I found myself and I just dreaming about you and I can't seem to forget all the ways that you made me feel alive. Yeah, I want to relive this all over with you. With you. With you. With you.
Hello and welcome to the Friday stream. Let me turn down that music real quick. And this is, of course, the Friday stream. So those of you who are familiar with how our Friday streams work, this is our educational stream. We alternate between a ranked stream, which is what today is going to be about. We're going to watch Surus play some ranked and hopefully see him progress. And then on the other off weeks, we try to teach him some stuff. Meanwhile, when he's playing, I'll try to do my best to answer some questions or watch him and try to give him advice after those matches. Surus, are you ready for some ranked?
I'm ready for an off week. All right, yeah, I'm ready. I say, I still need to warm up a little bit, but I'm feeling better. I changed my controls, like most of you will know, last week, and I'm still getting used to it. A lot of times, like in like high pressure situations, like if I'm trying to recover back on stage or something, I'll end up throwing my weapon and not dodging in. But
okay,
I'm getting there.
So what was your control scheme and what is it now? And I guess
so
if you want, you can do your warm-up.
I use default keyboard 2, which is ZXCV, and then the arrow keys. And then my Z was my dodge, and V was my weapon pickup, and I just like swapped him over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how are you liking that control scheme right now?
I feel like it's a little bit better. Not being used to it isn't great, but
wait, why did you change it? Like,
because I felt like having the dodge on my pinky, like this is my weakest finger, my left hand pinky, and I just like, did I need it there? I don't know.
I don't know. It was interesting that you would.
Oof. What?
Anyways, meanwhile, I'm gonna talk to chat a little bit while Surus gets his warm up in. What's up? You were enjoying the music? Yeah, I play very random music. Honestly, it's just whatever my mood is for the day. But what's up? The Axe God. I wouldn't say Axe God. I see some people asking about the esports viewership awards. The short is that those are for esports events. So the next time you will likely see those esports viewership awards will be Autumn Championship, where there will be a completely new track. So that's why you're seeing it in the state that it is currently. It's because we are gearing up to change up that track and get ready to turn it back on for Autumn Championship. Of course, there's lots of plans to have it be more expounded upon when the time comes, but for now, that's the current plan as far as I'm aware. I can't really talk about release dates of anything, things like that. That's not really the point of this stream. And honestly, anything I say would just be inaccurate. Like, I have no idea when things are happening because I don't touch that part of the game. But I do see people saying for Surus to stop throwing out random side sigs. Crisp, I'm sure you've seen this stream for a while.
Yeah, Crisp was a homie.
Yeah, but I think most people know who have been watching for a while that if Surus is not familiar with a weapon, like if he is not comfortable with it, he relies very heavily on SIGs, which is something you'll notice from like a lot of people who play Brawlhalla, is like if they don't know what they're doing, they're going to just start throwing out SIGs, and that's just like, that's something that is a bad habit that people are relying on.
Yeah, which let me just say is not, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing, you know, but like it's very easily countered. This is the comeback.
I see a lot of questions that like y'all I cannot answer those questions. Like I neither have the capability, like general understanding to give you a proper answer, nor do I have the clearance to give you proper answers on a lot of these questions. If y'all have questions on how to play better, which is the point of this stream, I'm happy to answer those. But if y'all have questions about like when a thing is gonna happen, like I hope y'all understand. I cannot answer those questions. Like I can't.
Someone's asking when I'm getting a haircut. Thank you, Super Dud. Probably once quarantine's over. You know, I'm gonna be honest.
You don't have Kristen come cut your hair?
No.
No. When Ann did mine a while back, I think it's getting to the time where it's time to shave everything again. But yeah. But also you're used to having long hair.
Thank you, Sora. My hair is nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, but you know, I've had it for like 3 years now. I'm kind of ready.
You're gonna get something. You're gonna get like a short haircut.
So I'm gonna be honest. One of the main reasons I did it was because I wanted to do Jon Snow for Halloween, and then like by the time I was ready to do it, season 8 of Game of Thrones came out, and
that
was like,
immediately killed that desire.
do I want to do this anymore?
Yeah.
I got a new Halloween costume in the works that I think chat's gonna really like.
I see someone in chat asking for some tips for playing better with Yumiko. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of Yumikos do a really good job of utilizing the wisps. Like, the wisps are like the big thing about Yumiko's kit. Everything else is just like you're playing really good fundamentals with the weapon.
Getting wrecked.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, understanding fundamentals of bow and hammer aside, wisps are a really strong tool. I'm seeing a lot of like Yumiko's they'll do the hammer down sig, right, and then either side sig from underneath because players will play spacey against it, or they'll do like a dash jump nair because someone's playing a little vertical. But usually wisps are a good way to like have somebody's momentum completely get killed. Obviously, don't do the wisps when you're really close, and if you're running into a Yumiko that likes to use wisps a lot, just realize you can go underneath those the hammer down sig wisps. Like, you can literally just walk underneath it. So if a Yumiko's not ready for that, then you're just in their face immediately, and there's not a lot they can do there. But yeah, try using the wisp more. The end sig is really good for getting groups.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was clean.
That's scythe string I've ever done in my life.
And it wasn't super sig heavy. But yeah, hopefully that helps. How to play Ember better. Ember's in a really weird spot. Honestly, a lot of Embers that do well have really oppressive playstyles because basically the short is she has really low defense, so you have to be in their face. You have to make sure that you're not getting hit, and because of the way that her weapon set is, generally that is facilitated by being very, very aggressive and knowing dodge habits immediately, like playing meta dodge habits on the first stock and not really letting them get any momentum. Once they start getting space, then Ember struggles.
Someone's asking what our mains are. So I main random, which I get a lot of comments about.
Yeah. It's a mixed bag, of course. And I play Taros, and I get my own comments about that. Stance to use for Scarlet. Can't go wrong with the base stance. Her base stance is pretty solid. I think I see movement speed be used. I don't actually remember her stats off the top of my head. I just know she has 8 strength. So anything that takes out of her strength is probably fine because 8 is good. 7 is fine as well. Anything that takes out of dex is generally a safe option as well as far as like player preferences go. Play around with them. But those are probably the go-tos. I'm not exactly sure what speed takes out of, but I think speed is the go-to, if I remember correctly. Stances for Fate. I don't see Fates really have a specific stance. Most people don't really care about Fate stances. Like, I don't think there's any specific stance that like reigns as far as popularity goes off the top of my head. How to do better with Fate? Don't throw out the scythe down sig too much. That's for sure.
So close, so close. All right, I'm ready.
You ready for some ranked?
Okay. Yeah.
You're still queuing strike up. Surus?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'm not good with lobbies, man. we should do a whole stream on teaching me how to use the lobbies.
Yeah, probably one of these days. All right. Now you can see Surus.
Oh no, Jae-Yun, my least played legend.
Are you in a game? Oh, there we go. How to do better with Diana? Play the I don't know, play the weapons. Like, Diana's don't have anything specific. Like, people who are good with Diana are just really good with her weapons. They don't do anything super specific besides, like, you'll see a lot of, like, gold plat Dianas do the both sidelight into end sig a lot or sidelight into side sig. Those are just really good, like, base dodge reads. Because people with who aren't ready for it will get caught, and that can very quickly lead to kills. But that's not something you should rely on. Like, that's not like this will instantly make you a better Diana player. That's just something to know as a Diana player and as someone who's playing against it, if that makes sense. Tips for Blaster: get used to X pivoting. Blasters is very technical, so you have to be very quick with your inputs and very precise with your inputs, which can be very hard. There's a lot of good Blasters guides out there, but you need to just be able to practice things like X pivots. Like, X pivots will give you good fundamentals to do the rest of the Blasters kit for the most part. Tips for Gauntlets, kind of similar. Honestly, watch Boomy's Gauntlets. Boomy's got some pretty insane Gauntlets right now. Same with Sandstorm. What do you do when people spam Jiro? You beat them. When people spam, they get into bad habits, and you can punish them. Most Jiro spammers, quote-unquote, I hate the term spam. Most Jiro players who rely on SIGs very heavily will rely on the neutral SIG in particular, so just make sure you're not panic jumping too much. Once that end SIG stops working, they'll do it for both weapons. Once end SIG stops working, then you start relying on just avoiding the sight down SIG, and then you just beat them in neutral.
I shouldn't have done that, but okay.
You're doing fine, though. Big hitboxes. What word do you prefer other than spam? A word that actually gets to the core of the problem, right? Because my problem with spam is that people use that term when they don't know what they're doing. Like, people will just get salty and say, oh, he is spamming. When fundamentally, like, you're getting caught by the same move, right? Like, so I come from other fighting games. I played a lot of Street Fighter growing up. I played a lot of Marvel growing up. If somebody hit me with 1,000,000 fireballs, I'm not upset that they hit me with 1,000,000 fireballs. I'm upset because I wasn't able to block it and I wasn't able to get past it. And I feel like a lot of people who say, oh, I'm losing to a spammer are really just not accepting the fact that they misplayed. That's my problem with the word spam.
No, that was
a
2-stack.
You lost one.
Okay.
But you did well. That was a good edge guard.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Thanks, chat. Appreciate that. My top elo for the season. Uh-oh. It's only uphill from here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. It's only going to get harder. Is he getting plat today? Hopefully. Overused instead of spam? I think it's just like when people, like I said, like spam just gets rid of all the nuance of what's happening. Like when you say, like, it's the same thing it's the same problem I have with the word like parry, right? When people say, oh, I'm losing to somebody who's parry, like it's getting rid of all the nuance of them outplaying you in neutral, of footseeing you, of outspacing you and playing around the way that you're approaching, or ignoring the fact that you were approaching very poorly and just running headfirst at them, and you're just fundamentally you're saying, oh, they're just parrying me, because you can't accept that fact. So that's my problem with words like spam and parry. It's because people get salty and then they use that as like a crutch word instead of explaining why they're actually doing something wrong.
Oh no! Don't worry, I got this. I got this. I was kind of thrown by you calling parry play footsie. Not gonna lie.
You got thrown off by that? I know you get salty about people who will backstep you.
Yeah, so I just started doing it myself.
Try not to panic jump when you get put off stage, because he's going to try to end sig you the second you're off stage. If you beat a dev, do you get a meta dev? Nope. Meta devs originally were something that you have to meet a dev in person to get, right? With the state of the world right now, obviously that is infinitely less possible. So it's become a thing that you can get from watching our dev streams. We do it as kind of like a, hey, thank you for watching our streams. We understand that it's a lot harder to meet us in person at events, things like that. But at its core, the point was that you meet a dev. You come to meet us in person at events like PAX or CEO or Combo Breaker. Like
Oh, I keep falling for it. Oh, I'm not going off stage anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna do that every single time. That's like Taros brain. Just play a little bit lower and you can punish it. Yeah.
Not going off stage, he says. Goes off stage. Oh, no. Oh, rip.
All right. So you know why you died, right?
Yeah.
It's because you immediately are thinking about getting right back on stage. If you just played lower, you would have been fine. Or even just waited it out a little bit. Like, just don't panic. That's
Patience.
That's the answer right there. Is just don't panic. Because then you can punish him once he's in recovery frames for whiffing that.
What's up, Hyperbird?
What is ELO for plat? About 1,600, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I think so. Why do you queue into plats and gold? Well, if there are not enough golds around your ELO currently queuing, then of course that's going to be one of the reasons. Another reason is because you're on the edge of gold and you're fighting against people who are on the edge of plat, and there is going to be overlap because there is kind of this buffer when you are losing ELO and plat where you are in what is considered gold ELO. Like there's an overlap between gold 5 and plat 1, or plat 0 I think is technically what it is. So that's why you could possibly be running into each other. Or you're playing at a time where there aren't a lot of people queuing. Oh, plat 1680. Okay. Thank you. Mobile tips, please. Find a control scheme that works for you. If you haven't played on anything other than mobile, I highly recommend the, I think it's like the dynamic control without pull. That's the one where it'll put the stick based on where you touch your screen. I like that one personally, because from other mobile games that I've played, that was the one that felt the most comfortable. Other than that, just realize as a mobile player, you are going to be playing against people who are playing on PC and console, so don't get into your head about that kind of stuff. What is ELO for Diamond 2K? Surus, go to YouTube and learn combos. He's learned combos. The problem is that Surus, well, he's maining random, so it's very difficult for him to know every single combo, especially like some of the more nuanced ones. I know he's got some of the basics of some weapons. Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that Surus just keeps face diving into his opponent.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you're just running at him. I hope you understand that.
I am. I lost my mental for a second.
I'm doing fine. I've done pretty all right, Marshall. How are you doing? I have not seen you in a while. How to counter passive play in 1800 2K ELO? So I will say that I think at the when you're on the edge of 2K, I think a lot of times if you go back and watch a match that you think was passive, it wasn't as passive as you think it was, which is kind of a circuitous way to say. If you go back and watch a match in like 1900 2K ELO where you're salty and you're like, oh man, that guy was so passive, I'm willing to bet most of the time they were not running away the way that you think they were. Most of the time, they're running away when they're at a disadvantaged state in the same way that you were running away when you're at a disadvantaged state.
Ooh, that was too close. What am I doing? Oh.
The other thing that I will say is that if you are struggling against someone and you think the issue is that they are being passive, focus on how you're approaching. If you are only diving face forward, if you rewatch that game where Surus was just playing, if you look at the fact that he was basically just dashing at his opponent and then dodged at his opponent, then you'll realize that the opponent wasn't being passive. Surus was just approaching poorly. So it's the exact same idea.
I see you, Koslix.
Well, rank am I? I'm Diamond. I get Diamond every season, and then I stop playing ranked because I like playing 2s more. Does watching replays help with getting better? Absolutely.
A lot.
Absolutely.
I think it's probably the best way to get better.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't want to look at their replays because they think after a match that they know what they did wrong. It's a lot easier when you're not focused on what your inputs and what your opponents are doing to just rewatch a match and go, oh, okay, I realized, you know what, I was approaching poorly. You know what, I realized that I was dodging the exact same way out of getting hit, things like that. What elo is this? This is about gold.
About 1,500.
Yeah. Mid gold.
No, I don't. Someone's asking if I do replay analysis. I don't. I really should, though, to be honest.
I know we've talked about it for you.
I've done it in the past.
I think we've done it on the stream before.
Yeah, we have.
What is the base minimum FPS rate? Brawlhalla, as I understand, is capped at 60 FPS. So there isn't really there is no FPS modifications that you're going to be doing. If your PC can't handle the 60 FPS, then maybe I can understand there being FPS lower than 60, but it's capped at 60. Animations are at 24 frames per second. You should do it when he loses. You should do replay analysis regardless of win or loss. You're going to learn a lot from both wins and losses.
I agree.
You used to play at 30 FPS? I know people who have won on very awkward situations. I have won on E. I've gotten diamond on E. Granted, game was very, very different. But I've gotten diamond on EU, so it's definitely not impossible.
Oof.
Decano, I promise we have tried to have that conversation. We have very much tried to get him to commit to anything, really, as far as like character picks go, but Surus likes to play random.
Ooh. 6 spam fight or what? Ha!
Tips on there. I don't fully understand what you're asking, so maybe reframe that. Tips for Lucian. Just realize as Lucian that you're going to have to do a lot damage-wise. So one of the things that Lucians struggle with is getting that finishing blow. So in order to do that, you want to make sure that you are getting a lot of damage early on so that you have time to get those finishing blows, if that makes sense, right? Like, so there's characters that you can trade out very efficiently with, and if you get hit, as long as you're hitting back, you will start to either break even or you can play for that knockout. Whereas Lucians are the other end. They have to get a lot of pressure early. They got to make sure they're maintaining pressure, building that damage, and then making sure they have enough time to get that finishing blow and they can afford to take a little bit of damage. So you want to have the advantage in the stock early, and then it'll even out towards the later end of that stock. That's usually how it works. Tips on Val, kind of similar.
Silly.
Yeah, what was that? N6. You do a lot of very questionable N6, not gonna lie. Sorry, back to the Val thing. Val's another one of those characters, low strength. One thing that works really well for Val is she actually has kill combos with Downlight Ensig, with Gauntlet Nair Recovery, and she has some really good reads she can go into for the side sig, which are both of her side sigs are fantastic for getting knockouts. So that's usually where Vals will struggle, is that they are not getting that final knockout. Usually Vals are fine at building that damage and getting those true combos. Other than that, like usually if you're struggling with Val, you're struggling because you are struggling on your gauntlets, not because your sword. Your sword's usually fine if you're playing Val. If not, then you should go back and learn your Val combos. Somebody asked my elo. I'm diamond. I get it every season. Somebody asking for tips for beginners. That's kind of what the stream is about. Obviously not today's stream. It's a little bit higher level. But usually our Friday streams are about helping people who are just now getting into the game, helping people who are maybe trying to relearn fundamentals or maybe learn a new weapon. But some general tips for the game. Don't panic. That's one of the biggest things. Learn how to utilize your jumps. Touching walls will reset your jumps, and don't rely too heavily on just the heavy button. Other than that, you can use your dodge for movement, and yeah, the biggest thing, not to panic. Because that's what happens. That's what I'll see a lot when we go to like things like back when we would go to PAX, things like that. The people who would get knocked off stage and just completely panic and throw all their jumps.
Oh! Ugh! Oh!
Well, Surus is losing to Scythe.
What is this weapon?
Alright, I have to watch Surus for a sec, so sorry if I'm not answering questions, chat.
I want to take this L.
I don't know what that sig was about.
Bruh.
You're mentally broken off that first stock.
All right, now we got a 2 stock now, y'all. Let's do it.
All right, so all I'm gonna tell you right now is like actually straight up disengage.
Yo, this person's not gold. There's no way this person's gold. Get out of here.
You're getting close to the plat elo, but that was you. Like, you know, you were just like diving at him again, right?
Yeah.
And then like your second stock, you like thought about not diving at him, but what you were doing is you dodged away and then you would immediately run back at them. So all you were really doing is like burning your dodge.
So kind of like reset back to neutral.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying like on the last stock is like just like actually legitimately disengage. Like when you dodge away, go away. Don't dodge away and then run back at them, because all you're doing is getting rid of your dodge and then saying come hit me. Koji tips. Koji's bow is nutty. Just go watch Sandstorm this past weekend, Steel Series 1v1s. Was that this weekend? No. I lost track of time. Life is a mess. But the bow's really, really good. Koji's can get away with a lot. Because he's a high dex character, you can play a little bit riskier and like start throwing out moves to poke and then cover yourself. Also, you're likely not relying on the D-Sig, but the D-Sig can be nice. If you are using the D-Sig a lot, don't. But it can be good in situations. Kind of similar to that right there, that Fate D-Sig. It is a situational Sig. It's really good for getting you that wall touch, though, because it's got that teleport to it. Barraza tips, Blaster's down Sig, KOs very early. Azot tips, his bow Sigs are pretty solid for spacing. Other than that, I really like the axe down Sig on Azot.
Oh no! No!
Why did
You see?
What?
My buttons were messed up.
I don't think that was why, unless you just like changed your recovery button too.
How is this person dodging out of everything? I don't get it. All right, we gotta come back from this one stock loss. Winnable still.
I gotta watch Surus again, so sorry, chat.
Oh! Woo! Okay.
What? I'm surprised you didn't touch there. So chat's gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You did a lot of random signatures. You're just throwing out SIGs in neutral when they're like on the other side. Other than that, you were kind of committing to things that you. It's the same concept as like the SIGing, but like you were doing it with other things. Like you would commit to like an axe recovery when they were doing a gravity cancel scythe side SIG, things like that. Just like you're putting yourself into active frames when you could just like wait a sec, not commit to a move, and then oh they're committed, they're putting themselves in an awkward position, go punish it, things like that. His mic is so loud I can turn him down a little bit. Also when he's yelling he gets very excited, so. I'm going to read chat for a sec until Surus starts freaking out that he's getting destroyed. Zol tips. Cannon D-Sig, yo. Don't do side SIGs too much. Zols love that side SIG. I don't blame them. Side SIGs are super fun, but don't do it too much. Isaiah tips. Honestly, like Isaiah's neutral SIGs are both really good. The Blaster's neutral SIG is very quick and very, very strong. And I think a lot of people forget that. Other than that, Isaiah, I mean, Cannon's in a good spot. If you know how to play Cannon, you can probably do well with Isaiah. Can I talk about line of sight a little bit? You've been struggling with certain gravity cancel SIGs on the corner. Okay, so the general concept of line of sight is that if you are throwing a hitbox, so assuming you're off stage, if you're throwing a hitbox through the corner, then if your character cannot see their character, your hitbox won't hit. So prime examples of that is like Azoth bow neutral signature, right? If you slide charge that bow neutral signature, if your character can't see their character, then the bow neutral signature's blast, even if it's on top of them, won't hit. So it can get a little funky in some places when you're like, oh, this hitbox is on me. Oh, I didn't get hit. All right, we're cool. But it's because that character couldn't line of sight to you. Also, the other side of that, of course, is that sometimes you're expecting a move not to hit, but the line of sight hits. And that's what you're talking about, is like you're struggling a little bit to know if you have that line of sight. It's kind of just like something you got to practice, because it's spacing.
Bro, I'm getting outplayed so hard, man. I'm getting outplayed so hard today.
You want to take a breather? You want to relax? Because I see you just diving back into games.
No, I'm not tilted yet.
Well, I'm not saying it's like tilted, but you are getting like over eager. Like you're straight up just running at them.
Yeah. I need to like mentally reset right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like take a deep breath. Dusk tips. Dusk is another interesting one. Spear's in a solid place. If you know how to play Spear, you should be doing that. Obviously, Orb is it's still really good too, as long as you're playing. Again, a lot of times it's like if you just play the weapons the way that they're meant to be played. If you're playing the weapons right, then you'll do fine. Okay, had to see if he was gonna get that. Other than that, like specifically character-wise, the Spear side signature is pretty solid for getting knockouts. I think bad Dusk players rely on the Spear neutral signature a little bit too much. People like flashy SIGs and don't realize that sometimes they're not really like thinking about how to hit it. They're just like throwing it out because they want to see it hit, if that makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense.
Take a breather, Surus, deep breath, count to 7, and then breathe out.
You want to go in custom? I just want to... Actually, no. I was gonna like spar a little bit, but time to hydrate. Yes, let's do that.
Just take a deep breath, take some water, all that good stuff. Val tips. I gave Val tips earlier, but on the off chance you weren't here, Val's got some good stuff as far as like pressure combos. Usually if you're struggling with Val, it's because you can't get that finishing blow. If you're struggling to get that finishing blow, switch over to sword, D-Light recovery. Or if you are, for some reason, stuck on gauntlets or you just really want to use gauntlets. No, he has not found a main. If you really want to use gauntlets, then find ways to get into the gauntlet side signature. That could be a read off of like a dare or a nair. Or it could just be you know that they don't like to break neutral. And so you do a dash side signature and they aren't reacting to it. Things like that.
All right, we got Dwayne Johnson. Let's do it.
More Ragnir tips, please. I really like Ragnir's neutral signatures on both weapons. Axe neutral signature is very good. I see side signature generally be the knockout. Obviously, you don't use the down signature a lot. Generally, chainsaws are situational. Chainsaws are moves that you hold it and it keeps an active frame. So that's like Ogrim Lance down signature or Ragnir Axe down signature. Other than that, the Qatar down signature can be very good. And of course, most people know about the Ragnir Qatar neutral signature. But you can use the Qatar down signature out of certain strings, right? So you do like a sidelight down signature. And if you read right, can be very, very good for finishing off stocks. Woo! Is it ever possible to use Kaya Bow Ensig in a combo? No, but it is possible to use it in a string or a read. One place that I like to use it, which is something that Double Dime told me, is after you get a bow recovery, go for the gravity cancel end signature. And if they're not ready for it, they will get caught because it is a read. Of course, it's not a combo, but can be very, very good. Also, if they like to jump your approaches and you're not finding like a hit with like a dash jump nair, then just try doing an end sig. Who do I main? I main Taros. Artemis Scythe tips. Well, obviously, again, Scythe fundamentals, but once you get into those Scythe strings, I really like using the side and the down signature. You'll use the neutral signature similar like a Mordex neutral signature in Scythe, right? It's like you'll do like neutral light neutral signature, things like that, or soft side light neutral signature. But you can actually use the down signature. It's really cool. It has that burst out, and if people aren't expecting it or they're not familiar with that, it does have a little bit of a forward property, and it'll catch people off guard. Obviously, down signature are great for edge guarding as well. And then you can string into the side signature pretty easily off of like a dare or a side light. Am I diamond? Yes.
All right,
Tips
he's
for
panicking.
Orion. Orions like to use signatures a lot right now. That's not an actual tip. As far as actual tips go, so again, fundamentals, always, every single time. But the Orion neutral signature, I see it used a lot off stage, of course. Most people know that, similar to like Taros and Sig. It's really good if you're trying to cover like an entire wall. That's where you can see it be used. Also, it will reverse people who are trying to like ground pound you.
Ooh!
I'm a huge fan of the Orion down signature on Spear. If they like to stack up on you, like they're playing Katars or Gauntlets, things like that, just throw that out, cover all around you. Also great if you don't really know which way they're going to dodge. So like, they might dodge in, they might dodge out. Just get right in the middle of both of those directions and down signature. And because it's got active frames, can be very, very good. Same thing if like they're approaching, just kind of like backstep down sig. All really, really good. And then side sig, most people know how to play. Most people know about those kinds of side signatures, Lance side signatures, or the Orion Spear side signature, where it's just like this big, long horizontal thing. Best way to use something like that is like dash back side sig. Can be very, very good if an opponent is not paying attention to how they're approaching. Good job, Surus.
GG.
That one
Ooh.
seemed clean for you.
I like Sentinel, yo. I like Sentinel.
Yeah. I see a question. Cannon sidelight Sair. Do you sidelight jump Sair or sidelight chase dodge Sair? Jump Sair. Sidelight jump Sair.
Oh, another Taros.
Yeah, you're running into all the gold Ceros. Terroses.
Yeah. All right, no offstage this game. Just
no
saying.
offstage.
No offstage. I got.
If he puts you off stage, don't panic. Just like literally, just like don't do anything for a second. We do custom games on Tuesdays. That's usually like the days we do customs. So if you ever want to play with devs, that's usually like our Tuesdays are where we do that. What stances do I like on Terras? I've gone in between a bunch of them. I haven't really found one that I'm like, I have to have this stance or anything like that. I like the deck stance when I am feeling my hammers. I think I run base stance right now. And then movement speed stance is also a really good one. Nice. Went low, so you didn't get caught by the N-Sig.
I don't know Ragnar's signatures well enough.
Yeah, stop doing that side sig close. Every time you want to do that, just do side light, because you're doing it too close. Or just put more space, but that was a good spot dodge.
You know why I spot dodged?
Because I was trying to.
Yeah, I was trying to light attack.
What? You didn't
Yeah,
change
'cause my
those
finger-
buttons. Like what?
No, my fingers moved one over.
Oh, okay. I was like, your light attack
Yeah.
it's still the same button.
Okay, I'll give you that one, Taros.
You're doing a lot of neutral signature. In neutral.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
People who are, I see someone asking about how to get to plat. Generally speaking, if you're struggling to get to plat, then you're probably not familiar with your weapon combos, which is one of the reasons why Surus does particularly bad, is he doesn't know how to play with some of his weapons. So like there's games where you'll see him do really well, and then people will be like, oh wow, Surus, you don't look like a gold. And then you'll see him switch to like Mordex in the random pool, and then you'll be like, oh wow, Surus, you look like a tin player, right? Like it's just, he's like in that weird middle ground where like honestly if Surus stuck to certain characters, he probably could get plat relatively easily.
Ooh, did I touch? I didn't touch. I didn't touch.
Dang.
Let's go.
But yeah, usually if you're struggling in gold, it's because you don't know your character's combos. Other than that, it's probably because you're just running at your opponent. You're just sprinting face first into their hitboxes. Tips for Mordex. Gauntlet downsig solid. Honestly, a lot of Mordexes just have really, really, really good scythes. So if you want to be like Sandstorm, just practice that scythe. Practice all the different dodge reads. Practice what the meta dodges are. So like people will have those
I'm gonna lose
initial
this.
dodge habits.
No! What?
What? Also, the Mordex scythe side sig is very good. So, Surus,
Yo, Duke.
I feel like if you knew which button was your dodge button, you would have done okay. Because like you
Yeah.
just need to dodge through the spot dodge the hammer ground pound. Also, you panicked off the wall, but like I
I
can't
did.
fully fault you for that because like that's just a thing that people are gonna do. But just be smart. Don't panic off the wall. Aggressive is a play style. Anytime an Orion isn't aggressive, that's fundamentally untrue. That is just factually untrue. And for the most part, people need to understand like aggressive, passive, all that. It's game state. You're thinking of it as like an overall contemplation of like a person and how they play and things like that, and getting upset because of it, instead of recognizing that it's a game state, right? Like when you're in a disadvantaged state, you are going to want to put distance between you. When somebody's pressuring you, you're going to want to put distance between you. When you have the advantage, you're going to want to put pressure on your opponent. When you have weapons that do well with sticking to your opponent, you're going to want to stick onto your opponent. That doesn't mean you're more aggressive. It doesn't mean you're more passive. It's literally game state. Tips for Nyx. Scythe down sig's really... Is it Scythe? Yeah, Scythe down sig's really good. Blaster's down sig was the one I was thinking of. Both of them are very good. I personally get caught by a lot of Nyxes that do the side signature just because out of habit, right, when people do horizontal signatures, I will jump them. So like this is just, if you play against a Lance player who really likes to do side signatures, jump over it, hit him with a dare, easy punish. So I do that out of habit against horizontal moves. And so I get caught by side sig a lot. So that's something that you can use against an opponent who likes to jump over like your down sig. So if you do down sig a bunch of times and you're like, oh, they just keep jumping over it, they're out of side sig, you're going to get caught. Other than that, down sig's really good. I see a lot of Nyxes do end sig off stage. Like they'll even like go off stage and sit off stage waiting for the end sig. That's just stupid. Don't do it. Like it'll work at like maybe gold. It'll maybe work at plat. You might catch someone who's not ready for it or is like over eager off stage, but don't like be blatant with it. If you're gonna do it, it should just be a reaction to them trying to pressure you. If they're trying to ground pound you, then you throw out the end sig. Don't sit on the off stage because you're down 2 stocks going, all right, he's gonna come over here and I'm gonna get this end sig, because that's just, unless you're against an opponent who just really wants to go off stage for some reason, it's just not gonna work and you're gonna put yourself in a wall slip.
All right, no
Vrax,
choking
please.
this time.
Vrax sigs are good. Vrax D-Sig, very good for finishing off stocks. Vrax N-Sig, very good for building up damage. A lot of people like to habit jump against Lance, right? So you do like a D-Light, just go immediately into an N-Sig. People panic jump, do another one, jump gravity cancel N-Sig. Very good against people who are not used to playing against Vrax. Again, side Sigs, very good. Dash side Sig, but there you go. You'd risk it? I think if I had like 3 stocks to 1, I would risk it, especially if they're like orange to red. But like even then, if they do it once and I lose a stock, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna sit over here. I'm not telling people to spam SIGs. I'm telling people fundamentals to do fundamentals. But if you're asking for character specific things, fundamentals aren't character specific. Telling you, hey, learn how to play Scythe isn't gonna be fundamental to playing Mordex better.
No!
So I'm trying to do...
The
yeah,
joke.
I'm trying to tell people how to do things better with their specific character, which is fundamentally to the character going to be about 6. I am not telling you to spam 6.
I don't know how many of y'all have been watching for the past 3 weeks or past 4 weeks at this point, but it's been bad. All right.
You've been like, you'll start good, and then like as time progresses, you just start like you'll be up, and then you'll just throw a stock. You've thrown very many games.
I've thrown every game today. I've won 1, right?
I think you won a couple. You definitely won at least 1. Did you win against the Taros? One of them? I don't know. Vector tips. Obviously, Lance down signature is very good for edge guards. Lance, what are you? Did you just fall off stage or is spectator dying?
I'm Sidra.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with my question, but I'm gonna assume spectator's struggling right now.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, he had a weapon. That was literally spectator showing a completely different game. Wu Shang tips. The Gauntlet Sigs are all fantastic. Of course, the N Sig is great off of like a Nair or a Dare. Side signature, very good for people who like to jump. Similar to what I was talking about with Nick's side signature on Scythe. Same kind of concept. If an opponent likes to jump against your approach, side signature can be very good. Down sig, similar to what I was talking about with Orion. Spear down signature, great if they like to stack up. Over to the spear, N sig is good. It's hard because it doesn't have the height that a lot of other spear N sigs have. but you can use that to your advantage against people who like to do like a half jump or catch people who are landing. Don't do the spear down sig too much. It can be kind of quirky in neutral. It's one of those things like
Baited.
your
Baited.
opponent thinks they're too good to get caught by it, they'll get caught by it. Good job. And then spear side sig, fantastic for finishing off stocks. What does Surus do as a dev? I'll let him answer that on some other day. How many days are left in this ranked season? I don't actually know off the top of my head. I think we're only like a month, maybe a month and a half into this season. So there should be a little while. Just D-light him, bro. Exactly. That's all he needs to do. What teams did I play in Marvel? I didn't play like the meta teams. I was really big into, so I had like a couple. My main one was Captain America, Ryu, and Nova. And then I really like to do Frank West, Nova, and I think Rio was my anchor. Just
I'm choking hard right now. Oh, Lord.
Watch Surus real quick.
This man has evened up the stocks. But we can't let that happen. Yes! Yes! Come on!
Nice. Finish it.
Woo! Last stock. This is it. This is...
Just don't dive at them and don't throw a bunch of SIGs and you're fine. Don't just sprint at them. There you go. You did it.
I'm very proud of myself for that one.
Good job. Good job dash dancing at the very end there.
Frostbite, if you're in chat, GG, well played.
Lambini, yes, I've been trying to tell Surus to stick to a specific character or even a specific weapon since the dawn of time. But he wants to play random, and at the end of the day, it's a game. He's going to play what brings him joy. So.
Yeah, and honestly, I have the most fun. Did you watch? I watched Sandstorm's video, you know, and he made a really good point. He's like, the best way to practice is just do what's fun for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And random is really fun for me. And I have a lot of fun playing that. It keeps me on my toes. And I get it. It'll make my improvement and progress a little slower, but you know, I'm having fun.
You'll get there. Someone had a question. I like was meaning to answer it, and then I answer a million questions, and I get distracted. So apologies for that. Somebody was asking, what do I think is the biggest difference between silver and gold? Generally, what I see is silver players don't actually know what their moves do. They kind of just like throw out a hitbox. You'll see a lot of silver, maybe even bronze players, just kind of like sidelighting their way across stage, right? Because they're just like, my opponent is over there. I'm gonna point the stick at them. I'm gonna press the attacky button. Like that's usually what happens in silver. In gold, you have like some idea of what your moves do, but you're not sure how to connect those dots.
Man's got some strings. Man's got some strings. But it's still close.
I'm gonna watch Surus for a hot sec.
These cannon strings.
So the big thing about cannon strings is you got to be careful about your dodges. Because if your dodges burn, then they get a big 2-3 hits. So you need to make sure you're not just dodging in or burning your dodge before approaching. Average wins to get gold? I have no idea. Everybody's experience is completely different. I've seen people who can get diamond in an hour. I've seen people who can play for thousands of hours and not get gold. So there's so much, like, it's such a huge pool. So I honestly don't know. It also depends on like what you've played beforehand, right? Like Surus has never played a platform fighter before this game. So
I mean, I played Smash. I wasn't like.
Okay. You weren't like there's people who were like serious about Smash before coming into Brawl.
Right.
Like
No,
that.
I was super. like I never owned it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was more like I played it when I was at my friend's house.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Is he wasn't like someone who played platform fighters a lot.
What else
Yes.
counts as a platform fighter?
PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
No, never played that either.
It was like the Sony one.
My
I'll let you finish this game before you tell that story. In the meantime, I'll answer someone else's question so that you can do this. Someone had a question about how to play better with bow. Learn mix-ups out of sidelight. Sidelight downlight isn't true. So I'm going to assume there's a base knowledge of bow. Assuming you know the moves, assuming you know sidelight, downlight, neutral air. Learn different ways to mix up out of that sidelight. Learn different ways to get into that sidelight, right? Both of those things can be very useful. Nice. And then lastly, just know all the different things you can do out of downlight, because there's a lot you can do out of downlight, and people will kind of lean on like downlight, neutral light. I'm a huge fan of doing that, but also knowing some of the other ones. Downlight recovery, downlight Sair, different situations where you would want to do that. So you were saying something about platform?
Yeah, so I guess, no, just in general, like the only fighters I'd kind of played were like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. What else are the big, like, yeah, that was mainly it.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Classics.
Yeah, the classics, basically. Yeah. Whew. That was rough. That was rough.
Yo, but you did it.
I did.
All right. I think, do you want to go out on that one, or do you want to do one more? Because it is about time to do giveaways.
I'm going to let chat decide. Chat, you want one more?
Chat,
one more
do you want him to
W?
do one more, or do you want us to do giveaways?
The thing is, if I don't get the W, I'm going to keep playing until I get the W. So, one more. All right. I saw someone say one more.
All right. One more.
She loves Swervo.
One more. Okay, so somebody was asking a very interesting question, and the question they're saying is, to get to Diamond, is it just learn the basics and then push it to the extreme? Which is definitely one way to achieve that goal, and I think my answer to that is just that there's multiple ways to get Diamond. One of them is to learn the very, very basics of the game and push it to the super stream. Another one is to just learn the basics of like neutral and just learning how to win in neutral really, really well. Another one is to just know meta reads and then have like really quick, easy knockouts, and so that your opponent doesn't have time to adjust to what you're doing, and you can really win in rank because it's best of ones with just really quick like pressure knockouts. As long as they're not ready for it, then you can get some really quick wins, get up to Diamond. And then lastly is just what was I gonna say? Oh gosh, I forgot it. But those are my point is that there's a bunch of different ways to get Diamond. There are going to be things that are core to getting that right. So of course you're going to need to know your strings. You're going to need to know your defensive options, things like that. Like those are just all going to be core to getting that Diamond. But at the end of the day, like how you ultimately get that last step is going to be up to you on figuring out if you want to be the person who likes to just completely punish opponents for their dodge habits, or if you want to be the type of person who wants to punish their opponents for having bad approaches, things like that, or what?
This is going to be a close one.
Yeah. You're doing all right.
Should have punished. Oh, no! She loves Swervo. Look what you've done. Look what you've done.
You're fine.
Let's go. Combos.
Are
I
you
know,
all
I
just
know, I know, I know.
throwing spear sigs at each other.
I know. This is so bad. I actually can't contain myself right now. This is so, like, there's something building up inside of me. Come on. Make a mistake. Woo! Okay. Okay. M for Mini in chat. What's up?
I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't. This person does not. They don't know what their light button does. They don't even know where that light attack is. Nice. Aw.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Whew. M for Mini, I need your energy, man.
He's gonna reach 100% like mob. Yeah, he's it's building up in him.
Give me a neutral. Yes! Yes! Okay. Woo! Woo!
What do I think of this spear combo? Side light, D light, jump, up air, gravity
GG.
cancel, up sig. Well, it's not a combo, first of all. I think most people will do D light, jump, recovery before they'll do D light, jump nair. I think D light, jump nair is more situational. I don't hate it. I've definitely seen it be very effective. But I do think that it's situational. It's not bad. It's just not. It wouldn't be what I would go to. That's what I would say. All right, you ready for
All
some
right.
giveaways,
I am ready for some giveaways. Ooh!
Mr. Celebration?
I didn't want to pop off. I don't like to celebrate that much, but I feel like physically I needed that. You know what I mean? If y'all didn't hear me pop off, that's because I had to unplug my mic.
Let me get this giveaway tool ready. If you're watching somewhere else, YouTube, Twitter, what have you, come on over to twitch.tv/Brawlhalla. Make sure you're logged in, and then we will get this underway in just a little bit. Sorry, try to get this set up.
Oh, they see your cat. That little
Which
cat
one?
in the back.
Oh, he joined me. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes he'll be there.
Whew.
All right.
Man.
All right. I think enough people are moving over to Twitch. Hopefully, I've given y'all enough time to get on over to twitch.tv. Just make sure you're logged in. You don't have to say anything or do anything. We're just gonna do this big away. It's gonna be some community colors and then maybe some meta devs. All right.
All right. Giveaway time. I'm gonna try and read the names.
Okay. Do you want me to
All
just do the whole super bright lights in your face thing?
Yep. Always down for super bright lights in my face.
Okay. Whoopsies. Need to not close that. There we go.
Kyler Alice in chat. What's up?
All right. Where is it? There it is. Let's do this. I'm going to fetch one more time.
Slick 2. How's it going?
All right, cool.
Andrex12321, our first winner for the day. Surus is indeed frozen. I don't know why.
Are you still frozen?
It seems like that. Maybe Carl. Maybe Carl. Carl, did you win? I don't know. Maybe.
Interesting. You're moving here.
Boom. I'm back.
Okay.
Or we could run the whole KWT tactic. I don't know if you saw that.
It was KWT?
TWK when his camera was frozen or something. So Foda just put a picture of him and then flipped it around.
Ah.
So
All right. Some tech.
All right. So Duke, can you read the couple of next ones? I'm gonna talk to chat for a second. So chat, guess what? Everybody
Diggles.
who's in Twitch chat is entered into this giveaway automatically. You don't need to type anything at all. Anything at all. But if you do feel like saying something, because I know some of you do, and it's fine. If you do want to say something in chat, I want you to put hashtag, and then I want you to name a person
Turbo.
that makes you happy. All right? Did you catch that? So hashtag my mom makes me happy. Hashtag Duke makes me happy. All right. So hashtag there we go.
Maxim Walker.
All right. I'm gonna read chat, Duke, while you read
Go
the
for it.
winners now.
Good luck.
Hashtag my mom makes me happy. Hashtag Foda makes me happy. Hashtag Surus makes me happy. Hashtag Duke makes me happy.
Pax's.
Hashtag my cat makes me happy. Yes, this is open to non-human as well. Pizza makes me. Pizza's not a person, but you know.
Yo, pizza does make people happy though.
Well, that's just inappropriate. Hashtag PB and J makes me happy. I like that. PB and J makes me happy too.
In a bowl
Well,
or on a sandwich?
Yo, on a plate.
On
You've
a
never done that? I do that all the time. I do that all the
I
time.
was
put, like,
memeing. Are you real?
for real, man, for real. Because I don't eat bread, so I put like a spoon of peanut butter, and then I'll put a little bit of whatever. Hashtag BMG. Hashtag Sandstorm makes me happy. Hashtag Rayman. Hashtag love you. I like that. Hashtag my big toe makes me happy. Hey, listen, whatever.
Shout out to Kyler Alice.
Oh, Kyler Alice. Look at that.
Wait, so you just like eat it with a spoon?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. Because, I don't, man, I'm trying not to eat that much bread,
I get that.
Right
I like when you said that, I like tried to go like, oh, okay. But like still, you're just like putting it on a plate. Like you're not
Sometimes
eating
you
it with a thing. Like if you had a banana
Listen,
and you put it on the banana, I'd be like, okay, I can understand that. Even if you
have
put
you
it
ever
in a
eaten-
bowl and you put it with like oatmeal or you put it with bananas, then I can understand that. But
All right, let me
just,
ask
like,
you a question.
putting a
ever eaten-
spread on a plate is
You ever eaten a spoon of peanut butter? Just a spoon of peanut butter.
no, actually.
You've never done that? Am I crazy? Am I the only person that does
Well,
that?
I get peanut butter with a knife.
But have you ever eaten it off the knife?
Only after I've
Like-
put it on other things and I'm cleaning the knife and it's just
All right.
wasteful.
So Duke went to fancy like manners school. All right. So for the normal people in chat, I want you either hashtag yes or hashtag no. Have you ever eaten peanut butter off of a spoon? Like just put a spoon into a jar of peanut butter and then eat it.
Just like by itself,
Hashtag yes.
like as a thing.
Just by itself. Just like eat
Like-
the peanut butter.
Like you were just
Hashtag
hungry
yes.
and you just did that.
Look at all these yeses, Duke. Look at all these yeses.
These are the
These are
same pigs that would eat. They would drink the milk out of the carton.
No way. No.
Do you drink milk out of the carton?
No, because you don't put the spoon back in. You eat it with the spoon and then you go off. It's like a little peanut butter lollipop.
That's
right?
a waste of a.
No. Sometimes you just want like a nice little bit of peanut butter. Hey, look at all these yeses. Look at that.
What?
Look at that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A spoon of peanut butter.
Get your milk.
You got to try it, man. Live a little. Live a little. Hey, listen, I'm not judging you for your choices. Just try it out. Try it out. You know
I
what
eat
I mean?
almond butter.
Me
and-
too. I'll go eat a spoon of that right now on stream.
I'm not gonna eat a spoon of almond butter by itself.
I did that last night.
We don't eat jelly off a spoon. Exactly.
Right. But here's the thing, right? If you can eat peanut
And if
butter
you're
off
gonna
a
like,
spoon-
if you're gonna eat, like there's just far healthier and better snacks. Grab a handful of grapes.
Juan
If
Gana,
you want
thank
like
you.
a small consumable that you can use with a spoon, they make like cups of applesauce.
Listen, if it's normal and acceptable to eat peanut butter off a spoon, I say it's not too far of a jump to put that spoon on a plate and then eat it tiny bit by bit. What's the next extension? I like a little bit of honey on my peanut butter or my almond butter. So, you drizzle a little bit of honey on it. Now you got a plate with peanut butter on it and a little bit of honey. Nutella, whatever floats your boat. There
I'm
we
just
go.
imagining like a paper like you wouldn't do that with like literally anything else that you would put like any other condiment. Like you wouldn't put a plate of ketchup and like eat a spoon of ketchup. You wouldn't put a plate of ranch and just like
Well,
lick
listen.
spoonfuls of ranch. It's
We're
just
not
it's
talking
so
about-
far fetched to have
We're
a
not talking
condiment
about like
on a
we're not
plate
talking about like
by
a serving
itself.
size. You know what I mean? We're not talking about a serving size, right? Like Like,
Like,
talking about like you put a spoon of peanut butter in.
Concept is foreign.
Listen, what do you do? What do you do if you don't have bread? Chat, if you don't have bread but you're craving
You
the
just
peanut butter
don't
and jelly.
eat peanut butter for like
No. No, that's not true. Sometimes you
other
want that
food
peanut butter.
exists.
We have different fridges, man. We have different fridges.
You have a plate of mustard? Mustard's
I know-
gross by itself, though. To be like, I wouldn't.
Ooh. Duke, I feel like this is the most we've ever disagreed on stream, because mustard is one of the best condiments, and I will
Mustard
fight you
was
after
literally
stream
a
about
chemical they used to hurt people.
that. No, that's
Why would you
mustard
ever
gas.
ingest that?
That's mustard gas. They're not the same thing. Mustard comes from
Comes
mustard
from the same
seed.
source.
No, it doesn't. Mustard.
It's in
comes from
the
mustard seed.
name.
Oh, okay. All right, listen. The second thing is, I know somebody who eats lettuce and mustard. I haven't done that, but like as a healthy snack, I'd try it out. You know what I mean? I'm not recommending you try this out, but like, not too bad. Mustard is bad. Mustard is not battery paste, y'all. Mustard is the best. All right, for me, it's mayo, mustard. I don't like ketchup. I don't eat ketchup.
Ranch. End of list.
I'm more of a blue cheese guy.
Ranch, pesto,
Someone says, Surus, you're a creature.
butter.
I am a creature who eats peanut butter off a spoon, all right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you put ketchup on eggs? Are you talking about? Well, actually,
used
no.
to.
As a whole, no. I don't put ketchup on things. I don't like ketchup.
I used to. It's a very Canadian thing.
I get it. Like it. I understand that people do it, and that is like
Yeah.
a thing. I don't personally do it. I'm not gonna fault people for that. In the same way, like I don't think I think mustard shouldn't exist, but I understand people like mustard.
Yeah. But like this whole
Plates of
yeah,
peanut butter shouldn't exist, and I don't think
It's
anybody
not-
except for you do it though.
It's
like,
not.
That is a line that is just not crossed.
It's not a plate of peanut butter. You're eating a spoon of peanut butter, right? And then
On a
what
plate.
if you want to put? All right. Chat. I see. Can we have polls in chat? Is that a thing?
Not currently, as far as I can tell. I think you need a
Man,
third-party thing.
I
We'll
want
have
a
to save
poll.
that for a Tuesday discussion because I think that's very much a Tuesday discussion. Is
All right. I'm gonna throw a poll on Twitter. All right. And it's gonna. And
Sora?
if-
Wait, Sora says he can do it. All right, Sora,
Yeah,
if you can do
okay.
it, if you can put this poll up right now, I will extend this stream. We're not gonna do giveaways anymore because Twitch Police is gonna get me. But if you can
Okay.
get this poll up, we'll continue this discussion because I know nobody else has anything better they want to do on a Friday, right?
everybody to answer honestly, and then I am gonna if the yes win, I will do something. I don't want to say what I'm
If
gonna do.
if
because
the yeses win, I'll eat a plate of almond butter. All right.
you'll do that.
If an honest yeses win, I'll eat a plate
Okay.
of almond butter.
And I will drop a Metadev boat bar.
All right, what are we doing? Are we doing yes to plate of almond butter versus no to plate of almond butter? What's the poll?
Like, can you eat it off a spoon? Like, is it normal to eat a nut
No, that's
butter
already
off
been
a spoon?
established. People have a
Okay.
spoonful of butter or almond butter, whatever. Peanut butter.
So what are we arguing?
I'm talking about the plate. You're adding additional
okay
silverware
so like,
that needs. They're not silverware. What?
here's
it's not,
the
what's
jump I'm
word?
trying to make. Right here's the jump I'm trying to make.
Where's the word for plate?
Is let's say you have a spoon of peanut butter, right? And it's like, this is great. I have my nice little peanut butter. But then you're like, man, I wish I had some jelly on this, just to get that little like overtone of sweetness. That's what I want. But I can't dip the same spoon because that's nasty. I don't want to mess up both my peanut butter and my jelly, right? So what do? You put that spoon onto the plate, and then you're like, okay, well now I can just put a little.
Just
bit
make a
of-
sandwich.
I don't have bread in this scenario, nor do I want to eat bread. It's okay, chat. Don't listen to Duke. All right?
I want
Don't
the
listen to
entirety of a peanut
You-
butter and jelly sandwich without the sandwich part. Like just
You
make a
Duke. Eat
sandwich.
your nut butters as you please. All right. It's okay. It's okay.
It's
I'm here
fine.
to-
You know what? Whatever you do in the sanctity of your own home, it's fine. I'm just saying, just like, why overcomplicate? Like, things exist. Ceramic? Well, it doesn't have to be a ceramic bowl, right? Like,
Yo, how many of you have?
why
an entire loaf
overcomplicate
of
when
bread?
things exist already?
Surus, that's weird. Not gonna lie. Ivy, whatever. He just eats peanut butter with no sandwich. Exactly.
Okay, I don't.
Thank you.
I don't think we're
Jake,
gonna have this poll because we can't even confer on what the poll is gonna be. Anyways, thank you, chat, for hanging out with us. Peanut butter on a glizzy is disgusting, and anyone who suggests that in YouTube chat is terrible. But thank you all for watching. That's our Friday stream. We're gonna come back on Monday.
Eat your nut butter the way you want. Don't let Duke tell you what to do.
Tuesday is no. There are things that should just chat. Y'all need to understand.
Don't be double.
You can do what you want. You are welcome to do what you want. You can't force me to eat that, but I'm going to tell you right now, there are things that you just shouldn't do. You should not eat raw chicken. You should not eat peanut butter and hot dogs. You should not eat a plate of hot dogs, ketchup, and ranch. All right.
Maybe you didn't learn anything about Brawlhalla today, but just learn this, that it's okay.
There's things you can do, and there's things that you shouldn't do. All right. There's two different things. Anyways, thank you for watching. That's our Friday stream. We have plenty of other dev streams. There's a schedule. You can figure that all out. You're all intelligent enough people, except apparently not intelligent enough to not eat peanut butter on a plate. Thanks for watching. Bye.